the difference.
Hi, Milwaukee. I'm Robin Rese. I'm the host of the podcast Between the Sheets. Before I get started, I just hope that everybody enjoys my podcast. Very unfiltered, very, very unfiltered. Nothing is getting left unsaid. Maybe a few cuss words, but nothing is off the tables. Everything is going to be said on Between the Sheets with Robin Reese. Before I introduce my special guest, I wanted to say that I'm very, very excited about this episode one. Um, I always wanted to be a journalist, so I said 2022. What better way to get out there than to start a podcast? So I'm here, and that's my goal. My goal is to reach the people, speak to the people, tell the truth to the people, and laugh with the people. Spread love, spread peace, and bring change where I can bring change. So to get started, my first guest is my friend Tasha here. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Tasha is an entrepreneur, just like myself. I have a background in entrepreneurship, so I'm going to start with her. I'm going to let her tell you all a little bit about herself and her business, and we're going to get started with episode one, all Tasha all the time.
Wow. All Tasha all the time. I kind of like that. I am Tasha Williams. I am the owner and CEO of Williams Heart Savers. We are here saving one heart at a time. If you need your CPR recertified or you trying to get it just to have it, you can reach me on Facebook at Tasha Williams or my business page, Williams Heart Savers LLC. Other than that, let's get it.
Okay, so first, I named this episode All Tasha All the Time because the minute I met her, she has made me laugh every moment up until this very moment. Even right now, I'm anticipating a laugh. So when we link, it's very positive. It's heartfelt. It's what you should look for in a friendship. It's uplifting, and it's laughter being spread. It's positivity. We're always laughing, even if it's something bad going on. Tasha is there for the laugh. She go to Tasha, you get the laugh. So she can definitely turn something wrong right.
You know, I've been told a lot of times that I should be a comedian, but I'm kind of scared of doing the stand-up. Like, I can make you laugh, but I won't get on the stage because I'd be scared somebody might boo me, and then I'd be ready to fight. So that's not. But I definitely crack a few jokes though, and heads at the same time. So
Okay.
have to
Hopefully we can edit out the heads part. So our subject today is hot girl summer. It's our subject because
we've been talking about hot girl summer all winter. And ladies, it is our time to catch pops and shoot dice all day. Have your husbands, boyfriends, significant others, girlfriends blowing up your phone, asking you what time you coming home, and we're going to tell them once the phone slow down.
So why do women deserve a hot girl summer?
Why wouldn't I deserve a hot girl summer? I work every day, all day. I take care of the kids, which is really not a job because being a mother is something that you choose to do. So you have no choice but to do it. But your significant other do it. When you calling this phone, what you doing? You want to spend quality time? It's just reversing the roles. Let them see how we feel. Leave the kids at home with them too. And just be out here and enjoying friendships and good laughters and lots of wine.
So when they are at home with the kids, should they make their food from scratch or make something out the refrigerator?
I don't care what they do. They can Jimmy John this for all I care. I don't care what they do. As long as they get fed. I don't care what they do.
I definitely think that women deserve a hot girl summer because we give so much. Men only see the part where, oh, she's just a mom, she's just this, she's just that. Yeah, by the time you get done saying she's just that list is long because you gotta, when you raising kids, you're not only feeding them, but you're their psychologists, you're the teachers, you're they first friends, so sometimes it's like, yeah, hot girl summer, I'm signing up. Like, I'm going outside and I'm enjoying all those things you enjoy while I'm taking care of what I'm supposed
Man.
to take care of.
And I mean, most of us, like both of us, like we working. I work a full-time job. I'm trying to get my business off the ground. Plus, I'm a full-time student, so I'm about the full-time outside. Outside hours this summer, ladies, is from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. But if you got a man that's gonna track you down, please stay far, far, far away from us because we're not trying to get our head knocked between the washer and dryer.
Take off that location too.
Facts. And make sure you don't have with them little Apple things that they got now. Make sure you don't have one of those on because we're not trying to we're not trying to get found. We outside all summer, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And in reality, my old butt gonna be in the bed by 9 o'clock. But it's
Same
perfectly
facts.
fine. It's perfectly fine. It's just the reality of being able to say we're gonna be outside. Like I laugh with joking giggles, but outside is dangerous right about now. So
Yeah.
but you can always grab a group of girls and be outside in the house though, low key,
It's very
and
true.
just turn off your phone.
Very
And whoever first phone ring, you got to go. Because sooner or later somebody's popping up looking for you, and you got to go. Kick them out the party.
Very true. So I asked you about the hot girl summer because I always feel like women go unappreciated. Today is Women's Appreciation Day.
That is true.
And, you know, sometimes we want to just know that we appreciate it for all that we do. You know, not to say that men don't appreciate us, not to say that men don't hold the load equally, but I think what's missing is that it's natural for us. So with it being natural for us people or men, should I say, just automatically feel like because we do it so easy that it's not a problem or it's not a burden or it don't bear down on us, but it really do.
I can't agree with that. Only because I feel like as males, even though I'm not a male, but most males, as we know, when a male is grown up, they are head of household sooner or later, more sooner than later. So them expressing emotions is sometimes looked is frowned upon. So it's like if I see my mama do it flawlessly, the woman I'm supposed to be with should do it flawless. Like my husband right now called me Superwoman, and I don't know why. Like I got kryptonite. I go in the bathroom, I cry in the shower, but you never get a lifesaver. The stronger person never gets a lifesaver because everybody think they're always strong, and sometimes a strong person, I need a lifesaver. Like throw me a boat.
That's true.
Bring me a boat.
But
Send me a little yachty.
And I agree with what you said, but do if a man was to do what you do 7 days out of 7, how many days would you give him?
Honestly, you know what? I can't really lie. I went traveling about the middle of 2018, and at the time my youngest was like 2, getting ready to turn 2. Her daddy held her down for about 3 months by herself. So I mean I give credit. Like we got a lot of dads out there that's definitely stepping up to the plate. So shout out to all the single fathers, not even just single fathers, just the ones that does it on the daily. But you deadbeats gets. But he definitely held it down. I thought he was gonna crash and crumble. But I mean he can't do a ponytail. But she was clean. She was fed.
You ain't died, did you?
she ain't died, and she's literally a daddy's girl. And when I say literally daddy girl, like we just did, she go over there and I call her like, you ready to come home? And she be like, nope. She'll stay with her dad. She'll stay with him for like 2 weeks at a time, and I go about my business.
So with that being said, are you just speaking on fatherhood, or are you just speaking on the whole board? Because it's, you know, men have to be able to do what we do across the board. Go to work a full-time job, go to school full-time, raise them kids full-time.
Everybody do it differently though. Like our moms did it differently from how our grandma did it. So it's like, I mean, everybody got their own way of raising a child. So I feel like as long as you're doing it right, I don't care how it gets done, you know. And then he do have a nice little support system. But I do feel like if he didn't have a tight knit support system, he probably would have crashed and burned. And when it's most of us, it's like with women with children, it's no holds bars. Like if you ain't got no support system, you still gotta get out here and do it. Like I didn't really have a support system. I got seven, so me and my kids is us against the world, and that's how it's always been. So, I mean, and then I kind of feel like I messed it up at times because my older daughter played. You know what I mean? Watching the older kids watch the younger kids, but at the end of the day, it was we got to survive. So we do things to survive, but then sometimes you lose your childhood growing up when it's just y'all when we don't have a close knit family. So yeah, but I mean it all plays out. Siblings are usually very close knit when it's something like that happens in most cases. So I'm all for it. However you do it, as long as don't nobody get hurt. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I know a couple fathers. Like my best friend done had his son since I can't. I mean, I think we met in 2012, and he had his son. So, and I think he was maybe about one, two. So he been doing the thug thistle. So I give it. We do got men out there. So I'm not
Yeah.
downplaying. I'm not downplaying all of them because we definitely have a lot of men that would definitely crush a female in raising kids because mothers could be deadbeats too.
Yeah. I actually know quite a few men that do pretty good with their kids, like every single day. I even know some that don't see their kids or wish they could see their kids so that they could do the day to day.
And I
So
kind of I
I
kind of
agree
hate for
with you.
those ones only
Yeah.
because some baby mamas are very 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 bitter. Like if you don't mess with me, you can't mess with your kid, or if you got another girlfriend, you can't see your kids. I I can't. I think I did it. I did it. I did play the bitter baby mama role for a minute, and that was only because we had beef because of the way everything played off. But I feel like if he would have did it a different way, um, we probably would have been fine. But now, hell, I don't give a care who you mess with. I'm dropping kids off. She know how to do ponytails. She know how to braid hair. Would you need me to buy the ball balls and rubber bands? I mean, do you, big baby? I mean, I ain't on it, but I feel any woman that keeps a man that is a trying man from their kids is definitely bitter and butthurt and need to get over herself. So
You know what? I can honestly say on air that the only time my kids really didn't see their fathers is because one, he was playing back and forth between me and whoever else he was with,
got nothing to do with you and the
and
kids.
two, he was
Two
being
different.
disrespectful. As long as them two things don't happen, then we cool. Because if it's over, let it be over. You do you, I do me. Don't we here for the kids? That's one. And two, if we talking about our kids, I shouldn't be called out my name. I shouldn't be disrespected. We could communicate without you being disrespectful.
But most of the times the disrespect is there, but I don't feel like the disrespect should still keep that man from his child. You feel what I'm saying? Like what adults go through, I feel like kids, like I would never, ever, ever, I never have talked bad about any one of my kids' fathers in front of the kids. Now, I ain't
Same,
gonna say I didn't talk about him like a dog because I probably done talked about him like Dippity Dog, Snoop Dogg, and
same.
everybody, any other dog.
Hmm.
But I never, ever talked bad about them to the kids. So I feel like a kid will figure out on their own how their father is and have their own perception of their dad. So I would never take away, you know what I mean? I would never take away the insight or the image that they have of their father. They'll get up in age and you know what I mean? It's from there. But I'm not gonna be the captain of the ship and floating that ship and oh well your daddy did this and this
Hmm.
and your daddy did this and this. But at the same time, we gotta understand kids ain't these new kids, they ain't stupid by far.
But do you think that it's a toxic environment when your father is um only seeing you because he wanna he is only seeing his child because he wants to see you?
That's very toxic.
Or do you think that is toxic for your the father of your child to cuss you out and disrespect you in front of your kid.
That's
I
toxic.
think that sometimes you do have to put those separation boundaries in place or get court involved
Get third party.
until y'all could. Yeah, it's some men make it hard for the third party to be the third party.
Let me tell you something. I learned a valuable lesson. I pull up and pull off. Pull up, pull off. Put them out. I mean, my kids couldn't even get out the car fast enough before I was already speeding off. So just so I won't have them problems, or I go to the grandparents. But then most grandparents gonna stand behind their kids too. So where they son actually, which is really crazy.
I struggle with like because of who they certain people were. I wasn't able to deal with whatever people that they had that could have been a third party, and likewise on my end, because my own family even at one point was like, absolutely not, because it's just too, you know what I'm saying?
Then in that part, I
have now that because no matter what, looking back, I've always felt like, what, I feel like my kids is missing a big part of their lives by only being with me and not being with them, because they still doing, like, both my kids to the T, they do stuff that's identical to their dad. So it's like I do gotta try to do what I can and extend the olive branch to try to be the bigger person. But yeah, I had some periods where I really struggled, was like, cut off, see you later, like, because this is not working, this is too toxic, this is bad energy, our kid is not doing it to begin hurt. If your kids see you in the bed with dad and then thinking we about to be a family, but we not a family, or your kid see you getting cussed out,
I can't. You know what? I've been there. I done definitely turned a baby daddy or two into a side piece, but then it was like you treat him like any other. You got to be gone before the kids get up. You can't come over until the kids sleep, and you got to be gone when they leave. Only because you don't want to give the kids the false hope of mama and daddy back together. So, but if that's, or it can meet me at the Holiday Inn, something. But I will always leave that door open. Like for a while, I got one son, so him and his dad had a close knit relationship. But mind you, with that same person, I got two daughters with, and it was more so, well, you take care of the girls and I handle the boy. Okay, cool, but the girls still want to see their daddy. A girl's first love is her father.
Is their father. Yeah,
which is true, because Tato got her daddy wrapped around her little fingers. Like, he can't bust a move. And I was on the phone playing with him earlier, like, oh, Tato, did your daddy tell you he got another girl pregnant? She like, who? Where? Like, calm down, Mississippi Jones. But I forever leave that door open for him. But once I'm gone, I'm gone. Once I check out, once your kids get to a certain point, there's no need for you to have a conversation with your kid's father. Like, at that point, they got a phone, call them. And if you don't call them, I'm not going to be like, oh, did you call your dad? Like, I'm not going to do that. I mean, I do it with my kids when I don't hear from them every now and again. Like, dang, y'all don't even call me, check upon me. I could be dead somewhere in the ditch. And they like, well, you don't call us, you the mama. Okay, I don't understand. I'm still confused. You're supposed to call me. But I leave the door open. I just leave it open, and if they want to open it or close it, that's on them. But most of my kids are, with the exception of one, and even now she can use the phone. She'll pick up. I mean, she can't dial the numbers, but she'll definitely find them on Facebook and she'll video chat them or whatever. So once they get old enough to learn how to, and these kids learning how to use devices at 2, Apple, iPads and all this other gadgets. So any way that a child could communicate with their father is fine. Once we get to that point, after a while, nigga, don't call me. Don't call me at all. I call, with the youngest one, I call her dad. Oh, well, can she come over? Maybe he was doing something or whatever. But if his mama at home, I'm dropping her off. You ain't even got to be there. If your mama there, if somebody there that's gonna open that door for her, she getting up out of here.
I wish. I'd be knock. Here we go. See you later.
Tato she'll tell the take care driver, take her to her grandma's house. Quick. And then I'll be looking for her like, oh, where my she'll call me like, oh, yeah, I'm over by Grandma Boo house. All right, I'll see you in the week. That's about that's about it. That's about all. But I definitely feel like every man. But then you gotta think about it too. You got some women that trap men, and they already told them from jump that they didn't want the kid with them, and the mother took it upon herself to keep the kid. You feel me? Like if a man have a conversation with you and tell you to have an abortion, obviously that man don't want no kids. So if you decide to keep it, that's on you. You can't fault him, and that's just my stance on it.
So at what point? So okay, so if a man have kids with a lot of women, and he say that every single time, at what point is it his fault? Because why would you have kids with a lot of different women, but you don't want none of the kids? You got to know that if you do certain actions, it's going to result to you having the kid.
But certain men know who they want to have kids with, though. Like
but if a man always says that he doesn't want to have a kid,
well, he need to get himself fixed. Then.
But he always has kids. What does?
This is my thing. If a man come to me and tell me, like that should be a topic. Everybody want to jump into. Okay, let's just have sex. Nobody want to have the open topic of, okay, do you want kids? Like my husband want another kid. I don't want none. I got 7. I don't want another kid. Like I'm knocking on 40's door. I want to be able to travel. I don't want to have to carry no damn diaper bag. So if I do end up pregnant, he gonna be a single dad because I'm giving him the baby. It's on you, dog. Don't call me. And I want a divorce. I don't want no parts of it. But if a man is having, if that conversation is open and he is expressing to you, because most women express to men, like most men, some men want kids, some women don't want kids. And it's just a conversation that we have to have. And if in that conversation, a man is telling me, oh, I'm not ready for a kid, I don't want to be a dad right about now, and I take it upon myself to not cover myself, you know what I mean? Like, we got birth control out here. Make the man, if you don't want to wear a condom, make sure your birth control on point, or make him wear a condom. Like, at the end of the day, everything falls on a female. So I can't fault a man that tells me he don't want a kid and I end up having a kid. I can't force that kid on him because he wanted it from the get-go.
What about a man who says that he doesn't want the kid until after she already pregnant?
Sometimes men have a change of heart. But sometimes a baby can change a perspective on some points. I don't know what it is as far as like a man go through, but I know when I had my first daughter, it was that it was an eye opener for me. Like, it was, now I got somebody else I have to take care of. So it was this person depending on me. So I had to change everything that I was doing. So it was no more hot girl teenage years. So, but I think some men get that too. You got some men that at baby shower at gender reveals is more happier than the mother. So it's not. I don't think all men don't want kids or whatever, but I really feel like it's a conversation to have if you're having sex with this person. And if the person is just a sneaky link or a one night stand, you're still supposed to protect yourself.
Yeah, while we're talking about sneaky links, it's a lot of people who have baby showers with no baby daddy. How did you get pregnant? Because I want to know.
It was that 2 a.m. call, and he said he was outside, and I.
But how is everybody? It's everybody now.
It's not everybody.
It's a good majority.
It's a good majority of them, and again, some of them fall in. I was, popping it for Pimp, and now Pimp gone. Pimp ain't one of it. Pimp wasn't supposed to be there in the first place.
I'm just saying it's become a more popular thing now, where women aren't.
But then you got some women just want to use them to have a baby. So you gotta. It's always two sides to a coin.
Yeah, I just feel like now, after me having my kids, like, you definitely want to check the mental health and the background on these men before you have kids. ASAP. No, not CCAP. Mental health. They need to go under a mental evaluation, and they need to go. You need to do their family tree assessment prior to even.
If the daddy crazy, 9 times out of 10, the son is crazy also.
But not even that. Not even that. You will. because I'm telling you, they hide those things so well. I never knew that I was up against half the stuff I was up against until I was up against them.
But have you ever noticed though?
I'm like, whoa, this is a lot. Literally.
Most men that tend to hide those are the ones that have been hurt the most.
Right. That's
Like
why it
it's
needs
a
to
lot
be
of
some mental.
it's
It
a
needs
lot
to
of
be some.
trauma
Yeah.
behind. Like
True.
he done got his heart broke a few times because he done, and I don't get that though.
True.
Like why is it that a man
True, but I
his
don't.
first heartbreak he turned into a 304? Like why is it that?
Right, but why is it that a man, if well, because women too, if why do hurt people have to hurt people? It need to be some healing going on, especially if you know that you're going to commit these acts that's going to lead you into fatherhood and motherhood. Because guess what? If you don't heal that trauma in your life, only going to make it contagious and spread it to your children. I had to learn it the hard way. I had some issues with my own daughter, and I was just like, man, some of the stuff she's saying to me is like me looking at myself in the mirror and not really understanding that I'm subconsciously traumatizing her by the stuff that I experienced or by the stuff that I'm going through or whatever happening in my life is playing off onto her and not really looking at what I'm doing or how I'm doing it. So I have been like refocusing on moving better, but a lot of people don't even do that. A lot of people don't even, they just dig the ditch and dig deeper and deeper and deeper.
Sometimes I do believe hurt people do hurt people. That is a fact. But sometimes you find that one person that helps you heal. Like you can find somebody to help you heal, but if you don't want to heal yourself, you're never gonna heal. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was younger, I did the whole I wasn't able to give my virginity up. It was taken. So in that terms, it was like, oh well, the only thing that I really have to offer anything from me is that's what it was. So I was out here popping it for pimp. Like I said, it wasn't until I honestly got pregnant with my oldest daughter to where it was like, oh, okay, now I gotta shift my mindset because it's a girl. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want her to go through. And then another part of it was like I want to feel in love from my mama. So it's like, oh, now I got something that I got somebody that's gonna love me and I can love back unconditionally. No strings attached, no nothing. Like we in it for the long haul. So I can honestly say like me and my oldest daughters are like BFFs. Like we been through the trenches or whatever. But if you don't get help for it, I never went to a therapist though. Like it was just more so refocusing on myself. But then even after you do that, you still the kids gonna find some type of trauma. Like kids nowadays be like, oh well, you don't notice I'm depressed. What you depressed for? You ain't got no bills to pay. You don't pay not a bill. Everything you got is given. What you depressed for? But then I had to think about it. You know, they might be. It might be something that's going on in their life that I'm not in tune to. That's happening, and for some odd strange reasons, they can't express it to me. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a touchy subject. So,
Yeah. I think me having certain issues with my daughter, out of everything she said to me was like the thing that most stood out to me like heavily was that she said that I didn't express my love to her as much. And I'm like, what she mean I don't express my love to her? I'm like, I buy her everything she asks me for.
That's our fault.
I always work. You know what I mean? Mm. But it took me to get into a relationship. It didn't take me to get into the relationship, but it took for the person I was in a relationship to say the same thing, and it kind of really hit full spin in, because everybody always say, "Oh, you always work a lot. You're working on this, you're working on that," but you're not. It's one thing to buy something, but to just say "I love you" is more therapeutic than anything that somebody could wear. And when he said that to me, I was like, dang, like, my daughter just said that to me the other day, and I'm just sitting up here like kind of lost, like, That's what really made. I mean, that's not what really made me. Because when she said it to me, I felt some type of way.
Right.
But when he said it, that like really, really indicated like this is a red flag because my communication is off. I don't ever want nobody, whether it's my kids, my significant other, my mom, my nieces and nephews, just because I work a lot or I'm working on stuff and I'm not always there. That don't mean that I don't love you. So that's
Growing
why
up,
I
did your mother
did
tell you she love
say
you?
not a lot. And that was the other thing because I was talking to my older sister and we had that same conversation.
I I think we all can relate to that because I can't remember a time when my mama told me it was like just out like, oh, Lee, I love you. I don't I didn't say I love my kids. Like I didn't say like they knew I loved them, but it wasn't the whole I love you or whatever on a regular. Like some of my kids be like, oh, you don't hug me. So it was just something I had to change, but I can't remember a time. Like now, my mama will call me, or she'll put it on Facebook for the world to see. That she loved me. Like hearing things like that, or how proud she is, or like I didn't hear that growing up. So I think me having kids, when I started having kids, I don't know. I have to ask my kids, but I don't think I said it enough or as much as they would like. Um, but now I say it every time I see them because ain't no telling. They might go out somewhere and not be able to make it back, and you don't want to be not being able to tell. You know what I mean? Tell them that you love them or whatever. So now I do it all the time. One of my daughters tell me every time she step out the door to get on the school bus, "All right, ma, I love you too."
Yeah, it is crazy because I never really realized that over the years. Every time my daughter talked to me, she tell me she loved me, and I say I love her too. But I'm like,
these kids weird though.
She do tell me she loved me a lot, and all she really be wanting me to do is to say it first sometimes. And I just really had to think about being a parent. Period. My daughter did witness a lot of stuff, firsthand, and for her to a lot of those years where I wasn't telling her I loved her first was because I was always moving around.
Facts.
And
you already know I'm a Mexican fan.
So I'm like,
I keep
wait
about
a minute.
4, 5, 6 jobs under
So
my
I'm
belt.
like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's like, and it just was like, you just not,
And then I think that's another thing as us as women when we don't tell our little girls. Like for one, if their father is not in the picture, and then you have a mother that's not telling you that she love you. So when whatever first man pop up and tell them, oh well, I love you, she going back to the daddy issues, not telling I don't know who my dad is, so I never really felt the real fatherly love. Or hell, my mama never told me she loved me. So now whatever dude comes around or comes to her life and tell her that he loves her or tell her the things that she wanted to hear from a parent, now she all for it. So this man now he can do any and everything he wants to her, and she think it's love or whatever. Or they can see what you've been through and think that's love. Like I ain't gonna say I ain't never fought one of my kids' dads, but I tell my daughters quick, it's never right for a man to hit you. And don't hit him because I will cock back and swing. But if you hit, you're gonna get hit back. You know what I mean? So
it's crazy because I actually feel like, and I always, this is my first episode, so I said I'm always from this episode to the end, I'm gonna always keep it all the way real. I really feel like the stuff that I've been through in my past, especially having my daughter and her being the first one, I feel like I done made so many mistakes that she always is trying to steer away from that. Like everything about just anything I ever did, because she was like, mama, I'm not doing it because you went through that, and I'm not going through that. And
the first time is always the first time you're supposed to make mistakes. And the second time you fix the mistakes that you did with the first time. And if you have one after that one, it's a progression.
Yeah.
Like as of now, I think I done got to the point now to where Tato can dang near get away with murder at this point. You know what I'm saying? But that's my kid, and I'm gonna have to stick beside her. Like the first one, you strict. Then when I had my son, it was more so like I was strict, but then I was kind of lenient. Then when I had my third daughter, it's like, all right, you get a little leeway. So now they look at the younger two, and they be like, dog, like where the fan at? Like why you ain't hitting them with like where's the repercussions? Like nah, at some point you get tired and it just be like, all right, I done been through this already. Ain't no, I'm not finna chase around no kid.
Yeah.
I ain't. And you ask my grandkids now, I just look at them. Tell that your mama gonna pay for it. That's how I feel about it. Tell that your mama gonna pay for it. I definitely call them like, hey, your kid did whoop whop bam, run me my money.
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter, if I could do things differently,
It'd be the same way.
it would.
It'd be the same way.
Why you said
I
that?
wouldn't change nothing I did having my first daughter. Or even the situations around me becoming a mother, I wouldn't change nothing because it made me the person that I am now. So I wouldn't change nothing.
Well, I will say that she do, like, both my kids inspire me, but if I don't see, I don't know, something about her just make me probably because she been around the longest.
But at the end,
She just make me feel totally different about the stuff that I need to do for myself.
she's supposed to.
Like I'm like, man, that's my girl. But if I just be looking back, like, man, I just hope that she just learned from everything I've been through and just.
But this is you can't stop them. They gonna the same
Yeah,
way
they
you
gonna
bumped
do
your head
stuff.
is the same way they bump their head. All we can do now is, as far as our kids, give them guidance or whatever. Like I got a daughter now. Like I don't know what happened in the communication part, but from the age of I think maybe 13 to like 15, I couldn't get a hold of her. Like I just couldn't, and I made the decision to, you know, son her with her dad for a little while, and then she came back. But when you're so used to having your kids to yourself, it's like, and like I had a feeling of being a bad parent because I sent her to her dad, but it was just too much going on, and I figured they had too much leeway with me because I was always at work. Like it was just too much leeway. So it wasn't until she had a situation to where she almost got raped, to where she really was like, yeah, this ain't for me. And she would literally talk about it. And that's her testimony for it. And I'm just glad she made it out of that situation. But she still has, I think I feel like she still got trauma behind it. But she almost like the best mom now. Like that little black baby, she do what she can. I mean, she bumps her head, and I'm just there to help pick them up. Like you can't shelter your kids. Then when you shelter them, that's just like when the little white people when they had the little kids on the leash or whatever, and then you turn around and Jimmy John is up here shooting up the school building because you done had them on the leash. You done treated them like a dog all his life. You done leashed them. So
you know what I'm guilty to that too. I always
you had a leash.
No, not a leash, but
I can't lie. My sister had one. She was like a little monkey harness, and so the kids could get back. I thought that was real weird, but she definitely in public she used to put her kids on a little harness thing with the tail.
Definitely play my kids close to me, like because and that's another thing. I experienced so much trauma that I'm like, how could anybody really care for my kids? You know what I'm saying? Right. I done been through some stuff. I'm like, dang, like y'all so said y'all here for me, or y'all say y'all my friends or my family. So it was I literally, and it took for me to get into a relationship, yet it with the person I was previously speaking about, for him to, be like, no, you gotta let the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I literally was like, these are my kids. They not.
I feel you.
People do them wrong. I'm going to hurt them. Like, I can't do it.
I feel you. Like, I don't think my oldest, like my kids, out of all my kids, my oldest daughter is probably the only one that really know how to catch the bus. And that's
Mm-hmm.
only because of her auntie on her daddy's side. Like, I'm picking up, I'm dropping off. Like, if I tell my kids right now to catch the bus, they'll look at me like I'm retarded. Like, nah, you better catch the bus. Walk, dude. Back in the day,
Yeah,
bro, I used to walk.
every
We used
man
to
for
walk.
themselves, God for them all.
We used to truck it. Like, I had this one best friend, and I swear to God, like, she stayed on freaking 17th and Freebirds, my nigga. And we used to walk from 17th to Freebirds all the way to Malcolm X Academy just to go to school. And it was like we had a school bus, but we decided to walk. Like, we was out here thugging. My kids, they will not catch a bus. They would rather pay a $40 lift than to pay $2.50 to get on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my oldest daughter should catch the bus quick, and like I said, that's only because of her auntie. If it wasn't for her auntie don't drive, so they ain't have. If they wanted to go somewhere, they ain't had no choice but to get on the bus. So, but if her auntie was like a driver, I really believe like she wouldn't know. I don't even think my son know how to catch the bus. Like, no, I don't like low key. I think my oldest daughter is literally the only one that know how to catch the bus without getting lost. I feel like my son would get lost. Anybody else would get lost on the bus.
Definitely.
So they called me and begged me for a ride, and it's like, and my husband be like, "Man, you better let them on the bus, man. They're my kids. This is my car, and I'm gonna go get them." So I think we play. I think they play like hand in hand. So
Yeah,
whatever.
I just be like, nah, I don't trust nothing. So these my kids, they gonna be with
Well,
me, or they gonna be close, very close. I no, because
but how can
I
they
don't
ever
know.
learn from it either?
I know that's what I'm saying. You know, it's crazy because I've done so much learning still as a parent. Like
Right.
how you just said, everything is a progress. Like I had to see that some of my own stuff was really affecting my kids because I'm like, I'm letting what I think is going on based off what has happened to me affect their
Yeah.
growth and development. Not saying that they're short stopping in any way because they're not. They're both smart. They're both people person. You know, people love my kids generally. You know, they have a lot of my traits socially, but
Right.
I've just was like, you can't trust everybody. You can't trust certain people. You gotta be careful and cautious and all of this and all of that
Facts.
because of stuff that I've been through, you know, so many times.
And
But I
that
had to realize that they have to experience the world and see people for themselves and see what type of people that they like and don't like. I just hope that everything that I taught them about opening up to people, they're not naive to. Because, you know, some people
I
will
think
take
I
advantage of.
I think I told my kids all their life, you don't have no friends because you can. I can't even really say that. Well, I can. Besides you, like I really like. I got a couple female that I consider as friends to me, but you are literally the only person I let into
What's going on?
like you in there. Like I talk to you every day on the phone, but I tell my kids quick. Look, that's my baby calling now, retard.
Mhm.
Um, I've been telling my kids for the longest of time, y'all don't have no friends. Like it's seven of y'all. Y'all are each other friends. And as far as the girls, I just want my daughters to be close. Only because like me and my sisters are not close. So I feel like I want my daughters to be close to their sister. They close to their brother because he the only boy, so he came out on top. You ask me, you know what I mean? Like, and he was always sheltered, and now I let go because like my son was definitely a sheltered mama's kid, so I had to let him as he got older. I just let him go. I just had to, let go and let God, as they would say. But it's like that one time that boy called me and be like, "Mom, I'm gone. It's over. Don't play with my kids. It's a rapper tapper." So I don't know. I think the stuff that most of us have went through, we definitely will traumatize our
Yeah.
children. We feel like we're saving them from the hurt and heartache. You know what I mean? Or what the cruel world has to offer, and in turn, we hindering them. Because now it's like we done did so much from them. What if something happened to you tomorrow? Your kids ain't gonna know how to survive.
Right.
Like I want them to be able to survive. It got to the point to where my son didn't have to wash a clothes. He didn't, all he had to do was take out a garbage. He didn't clean his room because his sisters cleaned his room. You know what I mean? Like everything that he did, his sisters did it for him. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, well, something happened to me. Fuck my son gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, what my girls gonna do? Like, y'all don't know, like, y'all don't have the life skills. So I had to let them get out there and teach it to them. And I'd be quick. Like, bro, no, you gotta figure out a way the same way I figured out a way. Like, if you exhaust all your options and I see you exhaust all your options, then I'll step in. But for me to come in and try to save the day for you, like, I'm not, I don't know what it is with most parents where they kick the kid out at the age of 18. It's time for you to fly. Like, that's your time. Unless your child is still in school, keep them home.
18 is not the appropriate age either.
I never asked my oldest daughter, I never wanted her to leave. I told her she couldn't leave my house until she was married. Like, she's like, well, I got a boyfriend. I don't care. I don't want you to go. Like, y'all stay with me forever is what I want y'all to do. And they be like, So now everybody got their own little shindig. So now, Yara finna be 17. She already talking. Well, I'm leaving. Who? You leaving who? You ain't going nowhere. You stuck here with me. You is stuck.
But see, the whole 18 thing is, okay, first of all, 18 is 2 years
they
from
still
16. What do you really know in them 2 years from 16 to 18? Unless you really just had a life of hard knocks and have to grow up quick. You don't know anything about financial stability. That's when people create the most debt is
and
right
I
there.
Think,
you're most likely to create debt, probably be evicted, probably tear up your first car. So it was like, why would 18 so why would 18 be the appropriate space for or a time in a child's life where they should move out of the house?
Most of the time I couldn't wait to move out my mama's house though. I couldn't wait. I wasn't even 18. I was 17. And my very first landlord, I literally lied to her about my age and got my first house. Like, I was ready. I feel like if they're ready to go and it's a big step and they ready for it, I'm all for it. Like, I'm here. Because they not gonna be able to fend for themselves. Like, I give a shout out to my friend Quana, her mother. Like, from when we first got our job, she made us, like, we literally had to pick a bill and we paid that bill every month. You feel what I'm saying? It's like,
that would grant you to be able to stay on your own, but a lot of kids not even doing that at 18.
No, I pay my kids. I mean, I make them, now I do. I make them like, okay, y'all got a whole phone. We gonna pay $100. Y'all pay $100 on the phone bill. Like, all you got to do is pay a phone bill. And it's literally $100. And even if you don't give me $100, the phone bill still gonna get paid. So it's like, you try. I feel like if my oldest daughter wanted to move out at the age of 18, I'd have been for it because she was very, very mature for her age. Now, my other girls, I didn't think they was ready. I still don't think one of my daughters is ready, but she got her own house now. So it's like, okay, let's get it from there. So it's only up from there now. But if you need me, call me.
I do, however,
but I don't want them to go. Let's put that on the record.
I do push entrepreneurship or a job or jobs. That's what I will push because right now, 18 is the prime. You're not scared of a lot of stuff.
Right.
So it's like, if you're going to jump off the porch and become financially free, that would be the time to do it because you're not scared of nothing.
Is flowing too.
Right. So. And you creatively, you got every thought in your mind. I'm thinking back to when I was 18 and I had all that stuff flowing through my brain. I'm like, man, I could have probably capitalized off that. So
Facts.
I think I will push more of my kids being entrepreneurs or going to college if they want to go. Or
I try to push college, but college ain't for everybody.
Or building a career, because you can still build a career and move up in a company without going to college too. So I think I will push them 3 things on my kids before I will push them to move out.
Right. College isn't for everybody, and sometimes it takes a while that's just like you telling the kid, like, okay, you just did 12 years of school. Now you need to go to college and do 4 more. Nah, you can take a break and figure out
I
what you need to
wouldn't tell
do.
them to go to college. Well, when I say college, I really mean picking up a trade.
Right.
Because like what we doing right now, what people could do, you could get a trade for that take you 6 months, boom, you done, you making good money.
Right.
Take a trade for a year, boom, you done, you making good money. You know, I know people who take the welding class or the CDLs or
CDLs
CNA,
is popping off now too.
whatever.
Them
You
CDLs.
could get you a trade and be a millionaire. You know, if you could just put them couple months in, you don't know where you might end up. So when I say college, I mean, you know, just a higher education. Anything that you can do that's, you know, quick, not quick, but you know, just not so time costly.
Right.
Do that.
But I think
You on your feet.
most kids that go from, unless you're going to school for like a doctor or a lawyer or things like that, then I think straight through. But you got some kids that right after they graduate high school, they go into college and they right back to square one. I feel like that time apart after high school is very critical to figure out what you want to do.
Yeah.
And focus focus on that. It's never it's never too late to start nothing. It's never
a lot of people don't even make it through their first semester of college because they get there. It's no parent guidance. Facts. You on the
teacher
dorm.
Don't give a care if they
right. The teacher don't care because it's 100 of y'all in a big lecture hall. So, you know, it's 100 of y'all in the lecture hall, you know, and then they got parties. I remember my sister went to Whitewater and they had a party every day. They had a party every day. Parties. And do you know she kept at least a 3.5? I'm like, how? I went up there to visit. I'm like, girl, we drink it every day.
That's just like now. We go young when I was the younger version of Tasha. Mm-hmm. I would go out and kick it like a mug and I'm at work the next. I gotta be at work at 7:00 in the morning, and I just came in from the bar at 3. I'm still hungover, but I'm still going to work. As long as you know it's something that you need to do, you definitely gonna do it. So,
but yeah, I'm definitely get a trade, start you a business, get you a good job, and work your way up. Do those things, save you some money, travel. I would leave your room the same. Go travel.
No.
What?
I ain't leaving nothing the same. You got
leave your room the same. Go travel.
No, ma'am.
Your stuff will still be here.
You better beat it.
Go to I don't care if you get in a van and go to every 50 states.
I was thinking about that too, though. I want to buy like a school bus or like one of the real big coach bus. Not even really, because now they got like the school buses and they gut them out, and then you put like your little. If I can find, if I ever made enough money, I would definitely do that, and I would I'd be gone. Like, when nobody see me, because I'm definitely finna visit. I'm finna visit all the states. I'm somewhere. I'm always somewhere. It's just ain't at home because I ain't got what I got to worry about. Gas? Well, not even gas. Diesel. I got everything I need on my little bus. So it's like I always wanted to do one of those though, like be up in whatever. But
yeah. I think kids just need to take more time to figure out who they are and what they want to be, and not let it be so social media driven.
It's a wrap for that. Everything is social media driven. Everything, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Like, fam, I be on TikTok from. I start at 9:00. Look up, it's 3:00 in the morning. I'm on TikTok. So I mean, everything is internet driven. Right about now, you could get a millionaire just off being off the internet.
Yeah, you could be what is it called, an influencer.
And I did not know, like, my son was so into games, and I did not know you could really make a lot of money just sitting up playing games all freaking day. Like, go ahead, play the game. Think you go to this Fortnite tournament, you gonna win? So.
I did a paper for a class one time, and it was on social media, and I really was researching, and it said that social media is conditioned or channeled to lure people attention.
How else you gonna get somebody attention?
But it's like if everybody is looking at the same thing, then everybody gonna be the same. So that's why I always
not true. The way I might see you do something one way, and then I got another another way of doing it. It's this it technically that's just like you got a lot of females that do eyelashes and eyebrows. You got one chick that do your Nike sign up. You got one chick do. I mean, it's different ways. It's the same concept. It's just different ways of doing it.
But if like lately, a lot of people, for instance, you been embracing the natural hair.
Girl, it's a struggle.
But on the flip side, when frontals, closures,
I still give me a
wigs,
frontal.
I know. But when that stuff was introduced, it took over like wildfire. Now girls is not even wearing natural hair. But lately it have been more people sprouting out. But I'm just saying that to say that basically whatever the trend on social media is, that's what everybody is jumping to instead of being authentic.
But that's how we was, and that's our whole life existence. It's always been influenced that way. Hip hop that's just us.
Yeah,
like,
but people but people are forgetting about themselves and making themselves into other people. How most of the people that are being emulated because of social media are not even like that outside of social media.
I get that. I can get that.
So if you see a rapper, advertising a shoe, he might don't even like those shoes, but because
it's the endorsement,
he getting paid to wear those shoes. You get what I'm saying? So now,
do you think somebody honestly is walking around like, oh yeah, I'm Yeezy endorsing me, but I like your shoes? I'm not walking around here with holes in my shirt, and you charge it $450 or however much to wear it. But I mean, I don't know. Everything is influence. That's just the same as even like the Jordans now. Like back then, Jordans used to be like $80 when they first came out. Now you paying $200, $300, $400 for shoes that they ain't doing nothing but revamping from the 80s and 90s. Yeah. It's just a different color pattern.
Jordans out in 2022.
It's just a different color pattern, and most of us fall victim to it because I try to every time a pair drop, I be trying to figure out ways. I got to get this. Got to figure out how to get this money by tomorrow. And try to get them shoes. But at first it was just like, no, I'm not gonna stand in no line to get no Jordans. But now it's like almost I'm stalking the sneakers app just to see what Jordan is coming out, or if I like them, I pay for them. If I don't, oh well. But I don't know. It's just, I just be yourself. Honestly, I guess.
I just think a lot of kids get away from being themselves, especially now because I see a lot of young girls just ready to jump off the porch at anything they see on social media because it's gonna make them look a certain type of way,
What made you jump off the porch? It wasn't social media because we definitely had what we did. We had MySpace.
Yeah, we had MySpace.
We had but MySpace wasn't cracking. How Facebook and Instagram and TikTok is cracking.
I don't know, because you know what? A lot
Something of you seen on TV?
You know what? A lot of the stuff I did, I felt like I did because of the people I was around. But ultimately, I feel like some of the stuff that I probably experienced in my life, like in my home setting, is probably what initiated those things. I don't think that, especially people from our generation, I don't feel like we all just jumped off with the intention that the jump off was going to be what it was. Now these kids know, like, this gonna get me in trouble, and I'm gonna do it.
If you don't get caught, you ain't do nothing.
You ain't get caught yet.
That's just like me. I tell it ain't illegal unless I get caught doing it. It's not illegal. if it's a sign right there say no U-turns, I'm gonna bust that U-turn, even though I know it's legal. But it's not illegal until the police hit me with the red, the blue. Everybody does illegal shit.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but
it's not illegal until you catch me.
See, now
and you charge me with it.
Now we digging deep, because at what point do you say I'm not gonna do these things if I know it's gonna get me in this amount of trouble?
When I get caught, and get charged
certain
for
people continue to get in trouble as if trouble did not get them, like they didn't get in trouble before. If you keep getting in trouble, you can't act like you're new to getting in trouble when you get in trouble the next time.
You just gotta be smarter about what you did.
The smartest thing for you to do is to not do things to get you in trouble.
No, but you ain't living my life though. I'm on the edge. I'm like a razor blade. I'm trying to live
No.
YOLO. Okay, that's like, okay, look.
No.
Okay, say for instance, I go to a store, right, and I steal a candy bar.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got away with it the first time. So now when I go back to the store, I want a candy bar and I want a bag of chips. Now if I get caught this second time with the candy bar and the bag of chips, by the time I come third time, I know that time you tried to do it second time it didn't work. We got to revamp ourselves. It ain't illegal until you get caught and get charged. But then you got some of the ones like you constantly getting caught, but there's no repercussions. So if I'm not getting, that's just like a cheater. If I'm constantly catching you cheating and I'm not doing nothing about it, there's no consequences behind what you're doing.
You're not gonna take me serious.
You're gonna keep cheating. Mm-hmm. But if you get to cheating and I'm like, all right, nigga, I'm out of here. Bye. See you later. Hasta la vista. Now in your head is F her, man. I don't care. Ooh. But you sliding down the wall when the homeboys ain't watching. You sliding down the wall and you up there playing Erykah Badu called Tyrone and everything. And it's nah. So now you got to figure out what you did in that relationship that effed it up and make it better for the second one. Or you might just turn into
I see some men that just never change nothing instead of saying. Like, so you gonna continue this behavior? You in a hard relationship and I know what's
time to go. But I think us as females, we are the problem when it comes down to that because Lil John, he throwing a couple dollars here, or you went to go see a man about a dog and you came out with a stallion. So it's like it's certain things that make a female be like, oh well, he cheated, whatever. Like, nah, you gotta go. So it's like now, first sign of cheating with me now, I'm gone. Like I stayed in a relationship and I knew I was gonna cheat on for like 6 years.
So what about cheating back? Why is it that men, if a man can cheat on a woman 1,000 times, facts, have kids on facts, her, say, oh, I just was using her, all this and all that to justify him breaking your heart. But the minute you show a little light of interest in somebody else, kill you. Or is that just me? No, it's everybody. Why? I don't understand that. Because what's good for you is good for me.
I was always taught what's good for the goose is good for the gander, but most men take it as females are not, in a man's eyes, the female is not supposed to be carefree. Only person that can be carefree is a male, which I don't condone because nigga, I'm be a free spirit out here. We're gonna have a cheat-a-thon.
You're carefully breaking my heart.
We're gonna have a cheat-a-thon. I mean, I can't. Well, like, okay, I stayed in a relationship and I knew I was getting cheated on, and I cheat back. But you didn't catch me, so was I really cheating? If I didn't get caught, you ain't cheating. If I didn't get caught, I wasn't cheating. But I know I'm cheating. I got sneaky link 2, 3, and 4. But if you ain't catch me, I ain't cheating. Then I'm gonna fall out. When I find out you cheating, I'm gonna fall out. I'm gonna whoop-de-woo. I'm gonna do all that. I ain't lying. It's the toxicity for me. But most men, like, it's like if you have a key to a new house, and then I think men treat us. It's like, okay, their key opens our door, and then no sooner than you give. If another man can open up the same door, now he butthurt. Why? When nobody saying that when you was over there,
but you can put your key in somebody else's door.
Why you at somebody else's master lock? Like, why you making master keys and spares? Like, nah, bro. It's like a catch-22.
Listen, don't crazy. Do with me that you don't want done to you.
And those are facts. Yeah.
And the other crazy part about it too is like a man could be in a relationship and he can have side women, but if I come to a man and be like, I'm in a relationship, can you be my side man? They be ready to blow your whole spot up.
Actually now you got a lot of men that don't like men that will take a side dude position.
Would they?
Yeah.
Cause I see it where they like.
But what I do find amazing is most polygamy relationships, it's always 2 females to 1 male. why it can't be two
Two
males
men
to
and one
one woman?
woman.
Like, why I can't have two dudes?
Because that's
I no. No. I'm with him Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You got me Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. What's
Sunday
up?
I get a break.
Jesus always had a break on Sunday. That is my rest day. You hear me? We are resting. But yeah, I think it's just a whole culture thing with females shouldn't be carefree, and if she is carefree, she considered a hoe. So, but do I think it's right? Nah, I should be able to have just as many sex partners as you. Then they be like, oh well, you ran through. How am I ran through? Because I had sex with you, and then I ain't I threw you back in the deck, reshuffled, and came out with your friend. Ain't my fault. Like, I reshuffled the deck. If you get a joker, you're gonna reshuffle that deck. How many times do you think you reshuffled your deck before you found your king?
I don't know.
I'm reshuffling.
Dealer's choice. What is it? Is it 52 cards in the deck?
We finna do the 52 shuffle.
Yep.
But see, most people when they play space, they don't play with the jokers, which is perfectly fine.
We're gonna play 52 pickup. I bet you I'm gonna find them that way.
That fish is mine. That's my fish. Goes to the pet store. How much is that little dog in the window looking like? Well, I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, Tasha, I want to say thank you for supporting me.
I got you, G. I'm always here.
And I most definitely am up to a co-host. And I most definitely up to us getting some shirts made if you gonna do it.
I'm with the shirts. I'm with it all. I'm with it all. It's as of like the friends that you do have and that's close, I say keep close to them because you can't find too many real genuine friends. So love you like a sister, Tramp.
I love you too, girl. Well, thank you everybody for listening in. Hope it wasn't too much out the gate. Oh, okay. You know what? My name is Robin Rese again. I did say that in the beginning of our recording. You can find me on Facebook under my name, Robin Rese, ROBINRESE. You can also find me on Instagram at Rorico, RORECO dash Rich RICH.
And you can also find me on Facebook, the regular name Tasha Williams. Again, if you need your CPR done, check out my what is it? My business page at Williams Williams Heart Savers, LLC. Again, good night and be safe, Milwaukee.